Another abundance area is health. I hear some kids in the background there. So interestingly enough, child mortality. I mean, probably. This is the one that hits me the most in terms of increasing abundance. Child mortality under the age of 5 was 42% a couple hundred years ago. It was a coin flip of whether your kid survived. And it's decreased now to under 5%, and it's gone down by 50% in the last 30 years. So just childhood mortality and women dying in childbirth, all of these things people don't think about when they're listening to All in Use and all the issues. And then life expectancy, my favorite subject, has gone up from 30 years old to 75 plus. I still disagree with you on longevity, though.
That we should solve it or not? Like we should? You think we should solve
it? Well, I listen. I'm not necessarily saying live forever, but I'd like to make it to 120, 150.
Yeah, I sort of wonder if we should not solve it too soon.
Presidential elections.
Who's going to get life expectancy first? And do you really want them to get that life expectancy first?
Well, I think being able to have the vitality, the cognition, the physical prowess, that you have when you're in your 40s or 50s through the age of 100, that's my goal. You don't want to, you want to make it to at least 100, don't you?
Well, I guess it does depend on whether I'm, have dementia. Or I don't think I'd want to be a burden on society or have dementia and not know what's going on. I'd prefer to be dead.
Well, yeah, I think that's for sure. But let's assume that you had, all the cognitive power you have today and your physical strength. Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to, have an extended lifespan or health span?
Yeah, sure. I guess I think we are end up. There's such a strong forcing function for life extension or health span extension that I think we will see advancements in that area, whether I want them to be there or not. And actually, my opinion on the subject is that I think it's actually not that hard to solve, because if you just consider arguments of symmetry, that are quite helpful. The cells in our body all age at basically almost exactly the same speed. Like I've not seen anyone who has an old left arm and a young right arm.
That's correct.
I've never seen that, not even once.
Yes.
But so how are the cells communicating, and what is keeping them? What is synchronizing their behavior? There's a very clear mechanism for synchronizing aging among the 30 to 40 trillion cells in your body. Like depending on your body mass, you're typically going to have 30 to 40 trillion cells.
That's correct.
Keep in sync.
The other reference proof point is, bowhead whales, one of the largest mammals, can make it to 200 years repeatedly. Greenland sharks can make it to 500 years and have babies at 200 years old. I remember when I was in medical school hearing that, I said, why can't we? I said, it's either an engineering problem or a software problem, a hardware problem or software problem. And I think this is one of the biggest areas AI is going to give us is a real understanding. And then to your other point about your left arm and right arm, when you have a baby, woman's 30, 35, you're 40, 45, your baby starts out at 0.
Yeah. I do find it remarkable that we decompress from a single cell to an adult human, and then we, to procreate, compress back down to a single cell.
That is fascinating.
You look, you sort of look at yourself as a sort of blastocist and say like, I haven't changed a bit.
Here we go again. Let's recycle.
Yeah.
It's like the Big Bang. It's like right in the Big Crunch. One of the things people argue about on extended health span and increasing the population, getting to 100, 120, 150. And there's a concept called longevity escape velocity, right? That there's going to be a point at which for every year you're alive, science is extending your life for more than a year. And that's an interesting idea to think about. In which case, accidents become really a thing to be concerned about.